What's up, world? Lee here with sticks, strings, and other things, my teeny tiny little corner of the internet where I come to you every other week to chit chat with you about all of the crafty things I have been getting my hands onto. This is episode 95, and I am filming this on the 15th of October. Yes, we've made it to the middle of the month. Spooky month, it's almost over, it's so sad. I'm coming to you from a very wet and rainy Pacific Northwest. Quite happy about that. It could be more rainy. It's not currently raining, but it is nice and cloudy and wet outside. This makes me happy. I will state this is round 2 of filming, for I completely filmed. I put everything away and then I went to take the video off of the camera and it was corrupted. Yes, corrupted. So I came back. So I am much later in the day than I normally am because I took care of some other things before I filmed the first time, then took care of a few more things, and here I am the second time. Let us hope that it works okay this time. I do not have tea this time, for I didn't make more. There we go. That's why. Anyhow, let's get into the crafting. Do I have any FFOs? Of course I don't. If you've been here before, you know. Those are very rare. If you are new here, you've just learned. Those are very rare. Do I have any finishes? Again, no, I don't. But I do have whips. I did get my hands on several things this past week. And I am going to start with, I'll start with my stitching. I will start with my 100 stitches a day project. This is a project that I pull out every single day and work on for 100 stitches. Usually it's a little bit more than that because I usually try and finish off the thread, but it isn't always. I had stated that I was going to be doing this as a 200 stitches a day project, but that is only because I forgot that it is the month of October, which means this Stephen West mystery knit-along is going on, and I don't have the crafting time that I normally would when I am doing the mystery knit-along. So this is actually still just a 100 stitches a day project. Oops, I forgot. Anyhow, let's show it off. This is, I don't have the bag, so I don't have the cover sheet because I didn't grab it again. Yay, refilming. It's so fun. I do have a chunk done, so whatever. This is Plum Street Samplers. Not Welcome Home. It is Home for Christmas. And here is where I am. I promise it is straight. It's just because this isn't being stretched. It kind of bows up. I promise it's straight. This is Home for Christmas. And I have the house entirely finished, filled in all of the windows quite nicely. And now I am working on this bottom border. Got most of it done. I am just now filling in the last of the stars here, and then all of this will be filled in with the same color that was on the roof of the house, the snow color. It's looking quite good. I believe this is a 40 count. I am doing this one over 2. I believe it's a 40 count. I don't remember what the linen is, and the threads are mostly DMC, except I think there is one classic color work. I think that is actually the white. So most of this is DMC. Oh, the red might be as well. No, the red is. I don't remember. It's mostly DMC. That's all that really matters. And I am using the called for colors. Quite enjoying this. I think that over the next 2 weeks, it will not be done. But I think over the next 2 weeks, I'm going to obviously finish in this section here, and I will see how much of the outside scenery I can get done. I highly doubt I will get both of those parts done before the end of the month, but if I do, I'll start working on this repeated border up here. But I don't think I will be there quite yet. I'm enjoying this. It's pretty, and I like it. I am also working on another stitching project that has been seeing daily use. Daily use? Daily progress. That's the word I was going for, that has been seeing daily progress. This is the Witch's Garden Crafts 31 Days of Poe. It lives in This bag, I know that seems an odd bag for an Edgar Allan Poe thing, but this bag is because my sister gave it to me, and my sister also told me about the 31 Days of Poe. So that's why it lives in this Rivertown Designs bag. I am using all of the called for threads, which are all DMCs, and they are living here. Look at that, it's so pretty. Look at those colors. Some of these acidy greens, so fun. So, living in here. Except it's not living in there. Only the threads are living in there. And why is it not living in there? Because it is a daily stitch. Because I get a piece out every day. I have not yet stitched today's piece. I haven't even looked at it because, well, it's been a chaotic morning. And it's almost afternoon now. And this is much later than I normally stitch. But let's get to the 31 Days of Poe. Ta-da! Ta-da! Look at that. This is a 28 count fabric. It is the called for one for this stitch along. It is from Witch's Garden Crafts, and I think it's called Eclipse or Ellipse or something like that. It's a 28 count. And I'm doing this 2 over 2. And there are all of the up-to-date Poe bits. Love it. Love it so much. It's really fun. I am thinking that the raven is going to go on top of Poe's head. I think that would be the most appropriate place for it. So I'm really hoping that's where it goes. And I am making the assumption that that might be where it goes because the raven on the bust. Because there is no door. It works for me. We'll see if I'm right. I'm also very much hoping that there will be a bell. Because the tintinnabulation of the bells. Bells, 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 bells. Tintinnabulation. We don't get to use the word tintinnabulation very often, do we? And it is an amazing word. Tintinnabulation. It's great. So I'm hopeful that there will be a bell. So I can have another reason to say the word tintinnabulation. It's a great word. And yeah, I'm loving this. Again, it's just DMCs, called for, looking great. Ah. And the reason this looks unfinished would be because it is. This is the Follow the House of Usher. That's why it says Usher underneath it. Amazing. But it has 2 more pieces that come out on, obviously, 2 separate days. So we have not yet finished the House of Usher. Oh, so good. Love it. And then my final whip that I am working on is another Sal. This is Fine Frog Stitching's Plants and Petrichor. I am 1 release behind. I have not yet finished or started last Friday's piece. But I do plan to do that today if I can actually get through the things I need to do today and not have to film a 3rd time. We will see. I am doing this one 2 over 2 as well. It is on a 32 count Be Stitch Me fabric. It is an unnamed fabric. I got it in a Friday night, my only Friday night fight night, but it is a gorgeous piece of fabric. I absolutely adore it, and I think it looks fantastic for this piece. So here we are. I was right. It's a cat. So last time I was here, I was stating that this spot right here looked like it should be for the tail of a cat. And lo and behold, we have a cat. So great. Gotta love a good kitty. What I'm missing is right here. There is, what is it? It's a cactus, some books, and a candle, I think, if I am remembering correctly. I do not remember how many releases this has. I think it's 12, but I don't remember what release number we're on. What? 1, 2, 3. This might be release 7 of 12. Again, I'm not sure, but I am working my way on this. I'm loving it. So like I said, I haven't done this release yet. I think this will be this Friday's release. Just guessing. We will see if I'm right. No clue what it'll be, but I think that's where it will be. So when I next film, hopefully those 2 will be, this one definitely will be filled in. Hopefully those 2 will be filled in. And that is my stitching whips. But not all my stitching. We'll get to that in a moment. I do have, oh wait, lies. I do have one more stitchy thing. Apologies, it is living in this. I just looked at my notes. This is a piece from the past. I have not worked on this in an age. It is not living in an appropriate bag. This is Midnight Watch by Blackbird Design. This lovely piece. I was wanting to get out a few of my past spooky / Halloween type stitches and get some more stitches put into them this month. This is the only one I have been able to do that for so far. But I did get quite a bit done. This is on a 40 count Be Stitch Me in, I think, vintage. And here's where we are. I'm using all of the called for colors. I have expanded the border. I had just a little bit of this border done, and I have continued it all the way down so I see how big it is, and I've continued it down that way as well. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it is easily double what was there originally, and I only worked on this one day because, again, I am trying to get some progress into some of my older Halloween whips, and this is the only one, like I said, that I've made it to. I'm hoping that changes. Again, using all of the called for colors, which are so wonderfully autumnal. Look at those. Gonna be so fun to stitch. It was just one day of it though, and I don't think I will be pulling it back out again this month. Seems unlikely. That is all of the whips that I worked on. Again, not all of the stitching. Let's get into things that I am working on knitting wise that were whips. Oh my gosh. Words. I swear I've already done this because I have. Living in here is my Hard Cider by Thea Coleman. It is a lovely sweater, and since I have already stitched, I've already moved my stitch marker. It was like up here somewhere, about there. I've done about 2, maybe 3 inches of knitting, just around, but I have split for the sleeves, which is the important part. Oh, so good. I want to get back to this sweater so desperately bad. I have moved a stitch marker, progress keeper, and this is the one I'm using. Oh, I want to get back to this so bad. It is just calling to me so loudly, but I'm working on my mystery knit along because I also want to do that. I just need more hours in the day and the ability to knit a lot faster. Anyhow, I'm hoping to get back to this one soon. This one is using Les Garçons, there we go. Their British DK in the colorway Carmen's Story. Their British DK is, let me read it, 75% BFL wool, 30% Masham wool, and it is a non-superwash. I love this color so much. I'm about an inch away from starting the body portion, it's not exactly lace, it's not exactly cables, the fancier details, because it's not just a plain stockinette sweater. So I'm about an inch away from starting all of that detail, which I cannot wait to get to. Oh, it's so pretty. I love this piece. I love this so much. I really want to get back to this one. It is living in this Fat Squirrel fiber bag. I love bags from Fat Squirrel. I think she has the best bags. The other thing that I'm working on that I did not show is my September's Return socks. They just got a little bit of work. I forgot to grab them. You'll see them next time. Hopefully next time when I film, they will be finished. We will see. So that is all of my whips. Let's get on to new starts. I have 3 new starts. 1 stitching, 2 knitting. Not 1 stitching, 2 knitting. That's not how maths work. Okay, let's do the stitching one first. I have that living in this lovely spooky bag. I do not have a photo of this picture because I'm doing this, or this stitch, because I'm doing it fully digital. This is a Carolyn Manning's design. This is my first Carolyn Manning's design. And people were saying that they are a little bit addictive. And people are right. People are very right. I don't know why. I don't know why it's so addicting, but it really, really is. I'm using a 32 count Belfast from Zweigart. This is, I think, just 1 day's worth of stitching. Yes, it is just 1 day's worth of stitching. It is also start 44 of the year. Yes, I've made it to 44. We're getting there. We are so getting there. Absolutely loving it. 44 of 50. Here is my Caroline Manning. Oh, yes, so good. This is as far as it goes. That is as wide. And there's the corner I was working on. Oh, so pretty. And the reason I stopped is because even though I truly thought this was fully kitted, I'm missing 2 threads. 2 colors. I'm missing 2. Don't know why. Don't know how, but I am. And now my battery is flashing. Okay, that's fine. We'll see how long it gets me, and then I'll replace the battery. Anyway, yeah, that's why I stopped. I'm missing 2 colors. How am I missing 2 colors? I don't know, but I am. Fully kitted it up, still missing 2 colors. I know how I did one of them. I grabbed a 2 instead of a 3. So I'm missing a 3, DMC 3 and DMC 469. I made my notes. These are the colors I've used so far. Those greens, that black, and this lovely purpley brown. And then here are all the colors that I haven't gotten to yet. Look at those colors. Oh, so good. Unkindness of Ravens. And I cannot wait to get back to it. Yay! On that note, I'm going to pause and replace my battery. I'm back. New battery. I'm going through this a lot faster than I did the first time. So we'll see if that continues. I don't know. Let's get on to the other 2 starts that I had over the past 2 weeks. They are both, like I said, they are both knitting. Living in this, another Fat Squirrel fiber bag, because again, they're the best, is a thing that I wanted to make because I wanted to get this yarn on the needles. This is the, what's it called? Black Welsh Mountain worsted weight yarn that I got from the fiber club that I'm in, where they send breed specific yarns, and it's kind of fun. I love this yarn. It's so pretty. And when I was watching the video about the yarn itself, because that's part of this club, is they talk to you about the yarn. And when I was watching it, I was like, I need this on the needles, because they were talking about how a lot of the time older breeds that were not white have passed by the wayside. It's harder to get the colored yarns because people wanted white yarn, because white yarn is easy to dye. And yarns like this were usually more rustic, and or you can't dye this, so people didn't want it. But this one specifically was used frequently for Franciscan monks' robes, evidently. And you can see it, can't you? You can see it. This is totally a Franciscan monk's robe. Completely. Anyhow, I thought that was neat. Evidently that's mostly why this one stayed around as a breed. I thought that fascinating. And squish, 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 it's a really nice yarn. It's not rust. I mean, okay, it's not merino soft, but it's not rustic. It's very nice and very light. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Anyhow, I decided that I was going to do the Fire Pit Mitts by fill in the blank, because I cannot remember. And I have started them. This is 1 day's work. They're super, super quick. I'm very much enjoying the fabric that it's producing, but I think, and I'm hoping I have enough yarn to do 2 pair, because I think I do. I think my next pair, I'm going to probably cast on 2 to 4 more stitches, because I want it just a little looser. This is a very, very, very long sleeve. Now, you'd think, oh, that's not that bad, except I'm not even done with the arm yet. I'm not down to the hand yet. I still have a ways to go. It's like 12 or 13 or 15 inches of stitching, which I absolutely love. So it fits nicely. It does. I do like it, but I want it to be a little looser, I think, or I want a pair that's a little looser, and it feels really nice against the skin. It will be lovely and warm. But, yep, the Fire Pit Mitts. That's where we are right now. Again, I'm hoping I can get 2 pairs out of this ball. I should, if I'm remembering all of the details correctly for both the yarn and the pattern. They're pretty. They are pretty. And like I said, this was like barely even an afternoon's work. It's just roundy knitting, so it's nice and simple. And I'm doing these on a US size 7. I contemplated going up a needle size to make it bigger, but I don't think I want to, because I'm liking the fabric that this is producing a lot. It's just right. I wouldn't want to go up a needle size. I think that would make it too loose. So the only way to get a bigger project that way is to cast on more stitches. But it's an arm, so I don't know if I'm going to cast on 2 or 4. That's the only part I haven't figured out. Anyhow, I'm quite liking these, and I'm quite liking this yarn. If I were buying sweater quantities, which I am not, if I were buying sweater quantities, I would so buy a sweater's quantity of this yarn for, I don't know what kind of sweater it would make, but it would be lovely. It would be very lovely as a sweater. But I am not buying sweater quantities of yarn. I am knitting up sweaters. That is what I am doing. And now, for my last cast on, I mentioned it slightly at the beginning. That would be the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along, the Go Go Dynamo. If you are wanting to keep the mystery, you should stop watching now. Skip ahead, whatever. I do not know how long I'm going to talk about this, but I am going to talk about the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along, the Go Go Dynamo, and I will be showing my shawl. I have finished all of Clue 1, and I am 95% the way through Clue 2. Warning you now, it is living in this bag. I will show you my yarns, but after that, I'm giving you plenty of warning. Should you not want to see what's going on, plenty of warning. I am using Holst yarn in these 2 colors. If you haven't left by now, I'm assuming you want to see the shawl. It's tangled. Ta-da! There we are. Oh, that's the back. Ta-da! There we are, the front. We found it. Look at that. Look at it. So pretty. Yes, we've got brioche. We have brioche. We have bubbles. We have arcs. We have lines. We have so much going on. Now, let me talk about it. Oh, I'm loving this one. I'm really enjoying this one. So with Clue 1, the first thing we did was we made 3 of these. 3 of these little half circles in stockinette and reverse stockinette. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. We put them on waist yarn. And then we added these garter stripes at the end and in between to attach each of those 3 arcs. That was a faff by the time you got to adding the second and the third together, because you had all these ends. Everything was on waist yarn, and oh my goodness. And by the way, have you mentioned, it's already very, very, very long at this point. So, after that, with Clue 1, we did this bubble row. Excuse me. I've got a hair in my nose. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Yes, I did the mohair dare. And I do believe I got mohair in my nose. It happens. It's just a thing. It's a thing that happens. So, back to this. We did these bubbles. Now, I followed the directions exactly for doing the bubbles. And I'm not going to do that again. And I haven't, and it works better. I am using the Holst yarn, like I said, which means it is a very sticky yarn. It sticks together quite nicely. Makes for a nice sticky yarn. I like that. That's fantastic. It's really great. Unless you want to drop stitches, which is what you need to do for the bubbles. Dropping stitches is not easy. So the way Stephen West tells you to do the bubbles is you knit along, and then you knit this whole thing, and then you get over, you pick up a stitch, like 8, 9, whatever, however many rows he tells you, down, do that stitch, and then you drop that stitch down to where you picked up that stitch, and then you knit along your way, and you make another bubble, and you knit over, and then you make another bubble, and on you go. And so that is how I did it the first time, and it took me forever, because every time I got to one of these, and I had to drop those stitches down. I had to fight each and every stitch down to get to where I'd already picked up. It was awful. It was a nightmare. I hated it. It was very not fun. Did not like things. But I fought my way through it and said, yes, I have finished the bubbles and I will never have to do that again in this shawl. Hooray! And then Clue 2 came out. And it was brioche and bubbles. I had to do more bubbles. So I decided I would approach them differently this time. And I have. But first, I got to do brioche. Ah, yes, brioche. I did do the mohair dare with the brioche. And I'm holding this as my mohair. I did not do 2 strands of mohair or just a single strand of mohair. I did the mohair held with a contrasting color. And that is what gave me my brioche. Loved it. It was so much fun. And I fixed a couple of mistakes in my brioche. Now, to be fair, the mistakes I fixed were just the row before. I was like, ooh, that's not how that's supposed to look. And I was able to fix row before mistakes in brioche. If it was any farther back and I'd made a mistake, that mistake would have just lived there because I do not know how to fix brioche. Don't know how to do it. I am just quite chuffed that I was able to fix the row before mistakes. First time I've been able to do that on brioche. I have done brioche before, but not a lot. I am very new to it. So the fact I was able to do that felt very nice. I quite enjoyed the brioche. And then we came to another bubble section. And I said no. But I girded my loins, whatever that means. I mean, I know what it means, but it's such a strange phrase. Anyway, I girded my loins and I went, fine, my yarn is sticky. I'm going to get to the part where he tells me to put my needle in, blah rows down to pick up the stitch and then drop. And I said, no, I'm going to drop those stitches down to that stitch I'm supposed to pick up and then I'm going to pick it up. And that's what I did. And that worked so much smoother for this yarn. And that is what I did for this entire bubble row. And it was nice and it was easy. And that is how I will do the next bubble row. Because yes, there is another bubble row, which I have not yet done. But I finished that bubble row and went, yes, my plan, it worked. Hooray! And now what do I get to do? More brioche. And so I did. More brioche. I, for a hot minute, contemplated holding this or this with my main color and not with my contrast. And then I decided, nah, I just want to do my brioche the same way because I like the fluffy in the brioche bits on the front. I liked the mohair being in this section, not this section. So I did it the same way this time. And yes, on the back you can tell. You can see the floof. See the floof. See the floof. It is so fun. I have finished all of the second section of brioche and I am in this garter ridge separation section, I guess. I am just about ready to start my next bubble row. After that, Clue 2 will be done. And yes, I am on track. I am so far keeping the pace. I have never done that very long on a Stephen West shawl. I doubt I will continue to. All depends on what happens with Clue 3. But I will at least have kept up to date through Clue 2. And that makes me ridiculously happy because these rows, they're like 400 stitches almost already. It's a lot of stitching. Anyhow, it's lovely. I think I'm using the called for. Yep, I'm using a US size 4, which is a 3.5 millimeter. It tends to be the size that I use on a Stephen West shawl. And then I always contemplate, maybe I should just go up a size. Maybe I should just start using a US 5. I never have yet, but every year I contemplate it. Since I am using the Holst Garn, not Holst Karn, the stitches are a little looser than they will be after washing and blocking. Holst Garn still has the machine oil in it from spinning. So the spinning oils are still in it. So it kind of smells bad. It smells like spinning oil. Not the greatest. Not terrible, but not the greatest. But after I wash and block this thing is going to poof up and floof up so fantastically. I cannot wait. But I have to wait because I'm not even finished with Clue 2 and Clue 3 hasn't even come out. What I'm hoping for Clue 3, and oh boy am I hoping a lot. I am hoping, let me grab the edges, that we pick up, I don't want it, but I'm hoping we do it anyway. I want to pick up all these stitches from here all the way across the top to here. So all of these. I'm hoping we pick up all of those stitches and knit a top for the shawl. Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what a shawl shape looks like. I'm hoping that's what we do, and I'm hoping that's what we do in Clue 3. What will that pattern look like? I have no clue. I don't even know if that's what we're going to do. But that's what I hope we do, because otherwise this is a very kind of strange shawl to not have a top. It still would work. Like, it's on a tight needle. It would still work. It definitely would. But I'm hoping we fill in the top section. And, oh, I'm caught. And I'm hoping that is what we do with Clue 3. We will find out on Friday whether I'm right or wrong. And I've caught this. I've got my yarn into my zipper. 1 second. Which way do we go? We need to go this way. We need to go this way. There we go. We're free. Hooray. I'm enjoying my Stephen West Mystery shawl. I'm enjoying the Go-Go Dynamo. I am liking the colors that I've chosen. I am liking the patterns so far. It's just fun and very... I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. I'm loving it. I'm really liking this one this year. We will see where it goes. And if I continue to like it. Or if it turns into an art piece, which also happens. Anyhow, that was the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along. That was the Go-Go Dynamo. And I will finish that either today or tomorrow. And that's it. And now we shall get on to plans. What are my plans? Well, you just heard one of them. I'm going to try and keep up to date on the Go-Go Dynamo. If all goes to plan, I will be able to get all of Clue 3 done, whatever it may be, before Clue 4 comes out. Never happened before, but it could happen this year. Every year's a new year. I will either stay on pace or I will embrace my pace. Right now I'm staying on pace and I'm hoping I can do that through Clue 3. We will see. And then Clue 4. Who knows? By the time I come back, maybe I'll have... No, I won't have the whole shawl done. There's no way I could finish Clue 4 by the next time I film because of when it will release. But maybe I'll be on Clue 4. That would be pretty awesome. We will have to see though. So that is one of my plans. And when I get to more of my plans, that plan may change. Yeah, who knows? We'll talk about it. I want to finish my socks. My September's return socks. I would like to get those done. I want to get those done in October. So that means I need to actually work on them. So I'm going to dedicate a few minutes. I'm probably going to dedicate about a half hour every day to them until they are finished. That is my current plan. I want to keep up to date on my 31 days of Poe. So that means today I need to get the 15th done. And I would like to get to some progress on, keep up to date on the progress on my plants and petrichor. Like I said, I think it's 12 releases. I think they're through 7. I could be wrong on both of those counts. I don't remember. But I need to get last Friday's done before this Friday so that I don't get behind. That is my goal. Other than that, I would love, love, love to put some more work into some of my past Halloween / spooky stitches. One of the ones that I pulled out that I want to get more work into is Rooks by Owl's Forest Embroidery, and that start is pathetic. It is pathetic and sad. I have like 20 stitches in it. I don't even know if that can be called a start. It is so pathetic. It is so sad. And I really would love to get like another 300, maybe 400 stitches into that one this month. Don't know if that's going to happen, but that is my plan and that is my goal, and I hope I can make it happen. When I get to the end of plans, I'll explain how I hope that can happen. We will see. But I would like to do that. There's also a couple other pieces from the past that I would like to get some more work into, but rooks is top of that list. There are also a couple of starts that I would like to do this month, at least one. I really do want to start A Drearier Day and maybe October House. And maybe Poltergeist Pirates. That's 3. I think I'm only going to start one of them. I just need to decide which one of those 3 it's going to be. I've been leaning to Drearier Day or October House, especially there's something about Drearier Day. Drearier Day. I should enunciate that, because otherwise it just sounds all mumbly, and that's no fun for anyone. But I really do want to start that one. We will see. Other than that, I would love to get a little more work on those fire pit mitts, but that's lower down on my thing, my desires. But major desire is getting back to my hard cider, but I don't think I'm really going to give that one any true love until after Go-Go Dynamo is finished. I am using my desire to get back to hard cider to push me through my Go-Go Dynamo. I want to do my Go-Go Dynamo too, but that sweater is really calling to me. So those are the things that I want to work on. Now let me discuss how I'm thinking of working on them. You see, there's some events coming up this weekend. One of which is Rhinebeck, which I am not going to because it's on the other side of the country. And yeah, I'm not getting there. I don't know if I will ever get to Rhinebeck, but I like seeing people's reports about it. Reports? That's not exactly the word I meant. I like seeing people talk about it. I like seeing the pictures. It gets me all excited about knitting. I just, the feel of it is fun because people get so excited about all of the yarns and all of the fibers and all of the knits on display, and they post them all over the place, and that just kind of fuels my want to play with fibers and want to knit sweaters. There's that hard cider screaming to me yet again. One of these years, I really want to make myself a Rhinebeck sweater. I'm never going to go to Rhinebeck, but I really want to make myself a Rhinebeck sweater so that I have that outside deadline of you have to have it done for this weekend. And then I can, wear it on that weekend in solidarity with all the other knitting people, because I now have a Fiberfest in my local area with Flock Fiberfest, but that's in August, and I'm not wearing a sweater, probably ever, to Flock. So this way I can have that same desire to create the awesome sweater and have it for Rhinebeck, except I'll never go. So that's one thing that's happening this weekend. The other thing that is happening this coming up weekend would be 24 hours of cross stitch. Oh yeah, it's 24 hours of cross stitch. Am I going to do 24 hours of cross stitch? No. I have never done 24 hours of cross stitch, and it's not going to start now. I just can't. I don't know how. However, even though the 3rd clue will have dropped for Go-Go Dynamo, I am contemplating still trying to do 24 hours of cross stitch, or stitching at least all that weekend. Depending on what clue 3 is, I will either devote the entire weekend to stitching, or I will devote half the weekend to stitching. All depends on what clue 3 is and what my brain says at that time. However, if I devote the entire weekend to the stitching, oh yeah, if I devote that entire weekend, the things that I will do will be, first, whatever PO is happening those days, because they're every day, 100 stitches a day as well. I will do the release for fine frog stitching. I will then pull out rooks and get like 300, 400, whatever stitches into it so it actually looks like a start and is not some pathetic, sad thing that kind of makes me cry when I take it out. I want it to actually look like a start. I will do that one. And then maybe I'll pull out 1 or 2 of my other whips from the past that are spooky / Halloweeny / dark, and give them a couple hundred stitches each. and then maybe I'll start a drearier day. And that seems like a pretty solid weekend of stitching. I know. Sounds amazing. I love it. Makes me so happy inside. If I'm only devoting one day to it, the stitching, then I will probably focus again on the ones that I have to do, the daily and the 31 days of Poe and the fine frog stitching. And I'll probably only get 200 or 300 stitches into my rooks, and then maybe do the new start. We will see. All I know is I want it to be a weekend of crafting, but stressful things happen and life happens, and who knows if that's what will actually occur. You can come back in 2 weeks to see what I have done. I don't know. Half of it all depends on what that clue 3 will be. Who knows? I don't know. Only Stephen West and his testers know. Well, and other people that, like, there's a select group of people who know exactly what the thing is going to look like. I am not one of those people, nor do I want to be. I am keeping the secrets for the Stephen West Mystery Knit-Along quite secret, even from myself. I am waiting until Friday, and then I don't even download the pattern. I go, okay, look, start the video, then download the pattern, then start working on it while I watch the video. I'm not even watching till the end of the video to get a clue what it looks like before I start. I am starting before I watch the end of the video. Starting my own stitching. Hold on just a second. Sorry, I was needed for something real quick. No worries. I'm near the end and it was just, yeah, anyway. You don't need to know those details about my life. Anyhow, what was I talking about? Oh, Stephen West, Mystery Knit-Along. Yeah, I don't even, yeah. I'm keeping the mystery. Keeping the mystery as much as I can. Though, to be fair, I knit slow enough that I'm seeing end bits before I get to the end. I will admit that. But I'm starting the stitching before I watch to the end of the video. I'm starting the knitting for that part before I get to the end of the video. I am seeing the end result before I get to the end of my piece of knitting because slow knitter is what it is. Right. So that is the weekend. Yes, I believe that is the weekend coming up with plans. Other than that, plans-wise, I think that's enough. I doubt I can get all of this done in the next 2 weeks. We will see. We will see. Maybe I will be in Clue 4 the next time I film. And it'll be great. It'll still be October, by the way, when I film in 2 weeks. Now, I started October off rather in the October mood. Still in the October mood. But I think when I film next time, I'm going to be full October. Full. It will not be Halloween that I film on. But it's going to be darn close. So, super thinking. I'm going to go full October for my next filming. Full October. Oh, yeah. We're going to do it. Why? Because it's fun and I love spooky season. That is why it is spooky season and I love the spooky season. Makes me happy. Looks like it's going to rain again too. Those are plans. While I'm stitching and knitting and doing all of these things, I will be crafting vicariously with all of the people that I watch, because that's half the fun of watching Flosstube and podcasts, is that we can vicariously craft all the things that we can't get our hands onto quite enough, or that we don't actually want to, but we still want to see the progress of. There's several things that are that way for me. I love watching people stitch on things that I personally would never stitch. But it's so fun to watch their excitement and their progress. Oh, anyway, this whole universe makes me happy. Same with knitting. Same thing with knitting. It's like, I would never wear that. And that's okay. Because you want to wear it and you're making it. And it's so, it's so delightful. Oh, the world is a wonderful place sometimes. It really is. Anyhow, let's get on to life. My life is fiber. My life is threads. My life is fabric. Yeah, all is well. All is going. All is things. Yeah, yeah. Life is whatever it is. That's what life is. And right now, I'm going to just bury myself into my crafting because that is a safe, warm, happy place to be. And I want to be in a safe, warm, happy place. And therefore I will surround myself with my yarn, and I will surround myself with my crafting and my stitching and my fiber and my floss tubes and my podcasts. And I'm going to pretend nothing else exists. Because that's what I need right now. And I thank all of you out there who do these things so that I'm able to immerse myself in this happy, warm, fiber-filled land. And on that note, I'm going to cross my fingers and my toes and my legs and my arms and my eyes and hope that this all actually downloads and is not corrupted so that I can edit it and upload it for viewing tomorrow. Otherwise, we will be back with a third try. At which point, if I need a third try, I will have something to drink, and it will not be tea. Until later, everyone, I hope all of you have a good, crafty day. Happy crafting. Bye all.